Hi guys, Messy Mom here with an update from my Sinister Saturdays murder case, the very publicized Jaime Feden case. They released a couple hours ago a timeline of how this all happened. It's pretty cut and dry, which makes it even more disturbing. Yeah, definitely more disturbing. Okay, so let's make this quick and get this started. September 15th was the last day that Jaime was seen by her friends and family. So that's our starting point here. Around about through September 18th through September 22nd, at some point, John tells his wife that he is taking her truck and going on a work trip to Vegas after visiting his aunt and uncle who lived in Bethel Park. So I don't know if he lives in Bethel Park. He was definitely going to Bethel Park. But what is really interesting is I found out that John's wife actually lives in Maryland. So I'm not sure how that's working out, but that's the information that was given. Okay. So, next, September 23rd, the two arrive in Las Vegas. He had obviously told her that they were going on a trip together. So, right off the bat, he lied to her. Okay. September 25th, John takes Jaime, or he talked her into, or he takes her into he talked her into going into the desert. Um, I'm not a big fan of that one. Apparently, he told her they were going to go do a photo shoot. Yeah. And at some point during their trip through the desert, John found a signpost and proceeded to zip tie her hands and feet to this post, cover her mouth with duct tape, and watched her suffocate. Because the timeline that I read also, a couple of them also included actually, that he removed the duct tape afterwards. So, Mr. John Chapman watched poor Jaime suffocate. Whew, so sick, guys. So sick. After his horrendous act, he drove home, which leads us to October 5th. That's when the sheriffs in Las Vegas found to them a Jane Doe, obviously tied to a signpost out in the desert. Horrible. October 7th through the 13th, John actually texted her family with Jaime's phone. He instigated and started this whole thing by texting, pretending to be her. Apparently, these two had a really rocky past, so the family was already pretty suspicious of what either the text said or just the whole circumstance. But on October 14th, it was actually Jaime's friend that called the police requesting a welfare check. Now, somehow, this friend knew John was texting from Jaime's cell phone. The police have not released how that all came about, but yeah. Now, that leads us up to November 14th, where Chapman was interviewed by the police and blatantly lied about where Jaime was. The exact day after, November 15th, John was interviewed again by the police and confessed to them and his wife, all within a few hours. Now, as of right now, John Chapman is charged with kidnapping, but he is not charged with murder yet because Jaime's remains have not been identified by a coroner as Jaime. We just figured out who she was, so they haven't confirmed all that yet. But let's face it, this was poor Jaime. And I just feel completely awful. I feel awful. Her family, for her friends, for everybody who has had their heart broken because of this situation and this very sick man. And again, I actually find it more disturbing that it is so cut clean and dry. It's reading like a very badly and blandly written book, honestly. But it is disturbing and disgusting, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of details that have yet to be released, including exactly why he killed her. Obviously, there was a reason. Okay, guys, that is my update to the Jaime Feden case. Again, I'm working on a new one for next week, but this came out of nowhere into my hands. I'm sure you can hear my papers, my notes in the background. I love notes. I had to get it to you guys right away. It explains so much more to the story and gives us a better idea of what this poor, beautiful woman went through. So, join me again for next Saturday. I don't think I'll have any more updates posted this week other than this one, but you never know. If anything comes out, I will let you guys know. Subscribe, like, all that fancy stuff. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys, and I will talk to you later. Stay safe. Watch your surroundings. Take care. Mwah. And I love you all.